Hello, my name is Shara Vickers, and this is my case study presentation for APN605. Today I am presenting my client Jane. Jane is a 14-year-old female. She's 62 inches tall. Her weight is 152.9 pounds. At her last doctor's visit, her blood pressure was 125/82 and her pulse was 80 beats per minute. Her doctors referred her to me because she's been gaining weight steadily and it's becoming a concern. Jane's family is snapshotted here. Her mom is 41, obese with hyperlipidemia. Her father is 45, obese with type 2 diabetes mellitus. She also has a sister who is 8 and a brother who is 4. Jane kept a 3-day food diary for me. She's currently ingesting approximately 2,700 calories per day, largely processed foods. She has a low fiber intake, which is reflected based on her poor dietary choices in the processed foods. There are very few whole grains, fruits, or vegetables in her diet. Her diet is also high in fat at 38% of her daily calories, high in saturated fat at 12% of her daily calories, and her dietary cholesterol is also high at 312 milligrams per day. Jane consumes a great deal of added sugars at 151 grams per day. Her sodium level is quite high at 4,400 milligrams per day, and her intake of vitamins A, D, and E are quite low. Additionally, Jane's potassium intake is low, and her magnesium intake is fair but could stand to be improved. Jane's doctor ordered some lab work. We see reflective here. Her sodium and potassium levels are within range. However, her fasting glucose is above range, indicating that she's in a pre-diabetic state. Additionally, Jane's hemoglobin A1C is also high, indicating that her blood sugar has been elevated for the last 3 months or so. Jane's dietary cholesterol overall is good. However, her HDL cholesterol is low and her LDL is high, and we'd certainly like to see that reversed. Jane's triglycerides are within range. These lab results are certainly indicative of Jane's poor dietary choices and her inactivity, so this is certainly something we hope to address in changing Jane's diet. Jane's current BMI is 28.2, and according to the CDC BMI for age, she is obese. She also falls above the 90th percentile on the CDC's weight for age chart. We're going to have a quick look here at the BMI chart. We don't see the full thing, but we can see that Jane's BMI of 28, plotted against her age of 14, has her falling above the 95th percentile, indicating obesity for her age. Risk factors for Jane's current and future obesity. Genetics, of course, play a role. Her parental obesity, particularly on her mom's side, are definitely factors in her current obesity. Her home environment as well, parental modeling and the food choices they make available. Her mom and dad both struggle with their weight and their health, so that is a factor that likely enhances Jane's struggle. And their socioeconomic factors. Jane's parents struggle with their food budget and admit to choosing foods on the basis of economics rather than nutrition, so that is definitely a factor. Goals for Jane. We want to ensure she has an adequate nutritional intake. We want to improve upon the vitamins and minerals that are currently at lower than ideal levels. We want to facilitate weight loss and helping Jane obtain a healthy BMI for her age. We want to prevent future obesity. As an obese teenager, Jane is at risk to continue on being obese into her adult life, so we certainly want to stop this now while we can, and mitigate health complications related to type 2 obesity, including type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Jane is currently sedentary to low active. We're hoping to increase her activity levels. Currently, she needs between 1,900 and 2,300 calories per day, again depending on her activity level. Carbohydrates are 231 to 307 grams per day. She needs about 26 grams of fiber or more per day. Jane needs about 59 grams of protein, 53 to 74 grams of total fat, keeping her dietary cholesterol, trans, and saturated fats as low as possible. We'd like to see Jane's linoleic acid intake to be around 11 grams per day, while the alpha-linolenic acid is 1.1 grams per day. Jane needs the support of her family, and we're certainly going to use them to assist her wherever we can. Again, to maintain her current weight, Jane needs about 2,300 calories per day. Because she's consuming more than this, we're not going to restrict her calories too far initially. We're going to have the meal plan reflect the 2,300 calories per day, and hope that as Jane's activity level increases and her food choices improve, her weight will come in line. Other recommendations based on the USDA guidelines are for Jane to reduce her sodium intake to less than 2,300 milligrams per day, reduce her saturated fat to 24 grams per day or less, reduce her added sugars to less than 55 grams per day, increase her whole grain consumption to 50% of the grains she consumes, increase her fruit and vegetable intake, and work to eliminate sugar-sweetened beverages. Jane certainly chooses a lot of sugar-sweetened beverages, and to give her an indication of the problems the soda in her diet may be causing for her, I prepared this handout for her. More than half of Americans drink soda daily, so she's certainly not alone. Beverages are the number 3 source of calories in the American diet, but don't provide much nutritional value. Soft drinks, including soda, are the number 1 source of added sugar in the diet. They outrank candy and desserts, and we see that in the little chart demonstrated here. Drinking soda on a regular basis can lead to other health complications like heart disease and type 2 diabetes, as well as overweight and obesity. So what can Jane drink instead? I'd certainly like water to be her first choice, aiming for 5 glasses or more per day. A serving of fresh fruit or vegetable juice is another option. These do contain sugar, but also have vitamins and minerals her body can use. Again, 1 serving per day is plenty, and that's about a half cup. Low-fat milk is another good choice, providing vitamins, minerals, and protein. To find out more about portion sizes, I recommend Jane check out the MyPlate website at choosemyplate.gov. I also recommended a video here for her to look and see how quickly sugar adds up. Getting back to the USDA guidelines, I'd like Jane to become more familiar with the recommendations at choosemyplate.gov. She can learn more about food group recommendations for her age, portion sizes, and tools like SuperTracker and Foodipedia, so she can learn more about the actual nutrition content of the food she is consuming. Points to remember: cooking methods do matter for the family. Baking, broiling, and grilling are good options to reduce added fat. I want the family to choose nutrient-dense foods, fresh fruits, vegetables, lean meats, and whole grains. Reducing and eliminating processed foods and fast foods. Watching out for sodium. Being careful with added sugars. Drinking water and thinking nutrition first. Of course, Jane's parents do have to be conscious of their food budget, but I want them to become more and more aware of the nutritional content of the foods they are consuming. They'll also find that as they work to eliminate these fast foods and processed foods, the sodium levels and the added sugar levels should come along just naturally, without too much work. Other recommendations for Jane are to reduce her screen time, including her TV time and computer time. I want her to be active every day. We're aiming for at least 60 minutes of activity daily. Try a food journal to keep track of her feelings around food, as well as the food she's eating, and any questions or concerns she may have for me for future visits. Also, I want Jane to keep learning and trying new things, new experiences, new ways to be active, as well as trying new foods and educational tools. To help the family maintain the food budget, I'd like to see them employ the school breakfast and lunch programs if available for Jane and her siblings. Also, the family may be a candidate for SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and SNAP Ed, which is also an educational resource to help the family learn more about maintaining a nutritious diet on a budget. The local YMCA is another resource for Jane to help her be active and do so in an affordable way. So, having a look here at Jane's meal plan, this is just a snapshot of a 3-day meal plan for her. I would like Jane to use this as a tool. I'd certainly like her to adhere to it initially, but also use it as a tool, as I mentioned, to help her just have a picture of what a healthy day looks like and the amount of food she should be eating overall. The meal plan I provided Jane is a little more detailed than the one you'll be seeing here, as I've given her ingredient lists for the prepared foods so she can ensure that her meals are as close to the nutritional profile reflected here as possible. Here we're looking at a medium banana with 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, 1 cup of fully fortified cereal, a cup of milk, and a hard-boiled egg. Here we're looking at Jane having a little bit of protein in the morning and increasing her daily vitamin D. The milk and the fortified cereal are certainly important for this. As mentioned, Jane's vitamin D level is quite low, and considering these are key bone formation years, we'd certainly like to see that improved, especially and also just for Jane's overall health. The fully fortified cereal will help to provide good rounded out nutrition and lots of essential vitamins and minerals. So it is a good addition to the diet to help compensate where other things may be lacking. Lunch salad is the focus, a blend of fresh vegetables and greens, a tuna sandwich on whole grain bread, a slice of zucchini bread with margarine, and water to drink. Again, this is something easy to prepare or something that Jane could pick up at school as part of the lunch program, and we're looking at getting in multiple servings of vegetables throughout the day. Dinner for Jane is a family-style meals. I think it's important, as Jane is on a mission to lose weight here and improve her health, that the family continue to eat better. Not only will this help her family to eat better, but also having them eat together allows her to not feel singled out or isolated in the program, and helps the family just to continue enjoying meals together. So here we're looking at a seasoned chicken breast baked in the oven, baked potato with a bit of low-fat sour cream, fresh or frozen vegetables, peas, carrots, or corn, with no additional salt or fat. Again, something family style that's easy to prepare and enjoy. Snacks and desserts for Jane: yogurt with some trail mix. Again, the nuts and seeds here are being added to increase Jane's vitamin E intake, which was quite low. Also recommending an apple with a carton of milk. Again, something quick and easy to grab and go. 2 cups of Air Pop popcorn. Jane mentioned in her meal plan that she currently has butter popped popcorn or oil popped popcorn served with butter, so this is an option for her to try. Something a little bit healthier, but still something she enjoys. Breakfast for day 2, 2 large eggs. Again, a cup of fortified cereal with milk, 1%, and a medium pear. Here we're seeing some veggies added to the eggs, and we certainly won't frown upon adding vegetables to the meals at any point in time. Lunch for Jane today is something a little different. Here we're showing a panini press or a cold wrapped sandwich will do, a veggie wrap on a whole grain tortilla. Serving this with a small side salad and pineapple chunks. Jane enjoys pineapple chunks with her lunch at school already, so this is a healthy habit I think she should continue. An alternative source of protein in the hummus combined with the grains is just something for a little bit of variety and new tastes and textures in Jane's diet. Dinner: the family enjoys fast food, but rather than taking home fast food, I'm encouraging them to make a homemade hamburger at home and serving it on a whole wheat bun. This way they can be aware of the exact ingredients and grill the burgers to reduce the additional fat. Choose lean hamburger or lean ground beef as an option. I'd also like them to serve it with vegetables rather than French fries. Here it's a side of frozen mix that's been sauteed. The family could also steam or boil vegetables, whatever is suitable to their tastes. Here we're looking at, again, a family favorite and an affordable option. Keeping the costs low with a little bit of ground beef and frozen vegetables. Desserts and snacks: plain yogurt with low-fat nuts and seeds. Again, a muffin with margarine, a whole grain option, carton of milk to keep Jane's dairy servings on target of about 3 per day, and an orange. Chosen orange here because it's quick, easy to take on the go, and because it's a good source of both fiber and potassium, both of which Jane needs more of in her diet. Breakfast for day 3 is a smoothie, something a little bit different, again emphasizing the variety. We're going to make the smoothie with yogurt, milk, strawberries, and spinach. And we're going to serve this with a side of multigrain toast with avocado. Here we're just about adding in the extra vegetables where we can and getting some variety to the diet. The spinach will go by pretty much undetected in the smoothie. Lunch, again, a little bit of variety, something Jane can pick up at school or take with her. We're looking at vegetarian chili with whole wheat crackers to round out the protein, medium-sized banana, and some water to drink. Again, something quick and easy Jane can take to school or pick up with her that provides a little bit of variety rather than just a typical old sandwich every single day. Dinner here is turkey meatloaf with a medium sweet potato. We don't want the family having too much red meat in their diet, so turkey meatloaf provides a little bit of a different option. The poultry, of course, reduces the fat content and provides a little bit of a different nutritional profile from the standard ground beef. Again, same thing with the medium sweet potato rather than a white potato, just a little bit of a difference in the diet, a little bit of change day to day. Here we're also looking at a small serving of whole wheat macaroni salad. Rather than having the grains be the major crux of the meal, we want to have an appropriate size of whole grains, and we've added some fresh peppers and onions and low-fat mayonnaise into the macaroni salad to make it a healthier option, but something that Jane can enjoy, that she's always enjoyed in the past, and of course a serving of milk. Snacks for the day: rice pudding with nuts and seeds and a whole wheat English muffin with peanut butter. Again, this is just something that is quick and easy for Jane to enjoy. Overall, as I mentioned, this is just a snapshot of what a typical healthy day could look like for Jane. We'll certainly tweak and modify this meal plan as I work with her and as she continues to make healthy food options and improve her overall intake. I certainly think this is a good guideline and reference points, however, for her to start off with as she approaches her journey to healthy eating. And that's my presentation for Jane. I appreciate your time and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.